Okay. Hello, hello. Shalom, shalom. Welcome to Israel. Well, I'm here. I'm in Israel. I am in Tel Aviv. Um, I've been in Israel for 3 weeks and I wanted to touch base. I have received numerous lovely emails, Facebook posts, Skype calls from many of you, and just wanted to say thank you very much. Shana Tova. Have a beautiful year, and I love the love. So keep it coming. I really appreciate it. I wanted to record myself because I think that video is an excellent medium for self expression. So I wanted to share some of my experiences with you if you are interested. And just to fill you in on what's transpired in my experience of life in the last 2.5, 3 weeks. This is a YouTube clip, well, it should be by now, so I'm going to keep this below 10 minutes, which is the official limit. Um, Obviously, trying to compress 3 weeks of travel into 10 minutes of dialogue is nigh impossible, so I won't even try. So I'll give you a sample of my experience and hope that that satisfies your interest, at least for the time being. Um, yeah, 3 weeks of time in Israel hasn't even felt like 3 weeks. It simultaneously felt like a lot more and a lot less. Um, when you travel, you have such an array of experience and such amazing things happening all the time, every day, that the days just seem so much longer and so many new, fresh experiences. Everything seems longer. So it feels like I've been here a lot longer than 3 weeks. But at the same time, because things have been so much fun and so amazing, it seems like a lot less. Regardless, it has been 3 weeks. That's what it is, and I've loved every moment. Um, I flew into Tel Aviv through Bangkok, spent about 24 hours in Bangkok, about 3 to 4 hours of that time I spent learning Thai with a Thai woman which I met, which was a lot of fun. And she looked lonely, so I went up and chatted with her, and she started teaching me Thai, and we had a good chat. Showed her photos of Melbourne, of my van, of Bialik, and she taught me Thai, and then I took her out for dinner. So had a lot of fun in Bangkok. That was good. People in Thailand are really friendly and gentle and giggly, and but that was my sample of Thailand. Flying into Israel, wow, how do you describe that? Um, a very personal experience and surreal in many respects. I felt kind of, I've really felt this trip kind of, I'm sweating. That's what happens when you're in 32-degree heat every single day. It's beautiful here. Um, I, I felt, it was quite surreal coming into Israel and spending the last 12 months talking about Israel, teaching Israel at school at Bialik. Hello, Bialikans, and and then to be here. And I felt this trip. I felt called to come on an adventure for quite a while. So when I was on the plane, 5:30 in the morning, about to land in Tel Aviv, and you're flying over Israel and through the desert, and then as the sun starts to rise and light it up, and um, flying towards Jerusalem and seeing the beginnings of the Jerusalem neighborhoods and surrounds as they lead up to the mountain, the hills, and making out the old city and the Dome of the Rock and parts of the Kotel, etc. It's difficult to describe. I was a little emotional and was very, very happy to be here. Landing and being so happy that I was remarking on how beautiful the car park was. Everything just seems so good. 7:30 landing. My friend, or my soul brother as I call him, picked me up and um, took me north, which is good because everyone was coming south. It was Tel Aviv, Tuesday morning, rush hour, 7:30, 7:45. Everyone's piling into the city, an amazing amount of cars. that's some of the first things you notice. One of them is the heat when you come at this time of year, and two, I noticed the traffic and the pace. And although they weren't going very fast because they were in a traffic jam, also known as a pkak, I believe. Pkak is what they call it here, which is funny. I think it's hilarious because it sounds a lot like the English word, and that probably quite well describes a traffic jam. So we were going north, went straight into the water, the beach, beautiful water temperature here, very warm, you know, like northern Queensland or Queensland just after a summer. And spending some time with my friend Or, who lives, his parents live in Bat Hefer, or his mum lives in Bat Hefer, which is near Netanya. It's near a big Arab settlement called Tulkarem, and there's this huge wall which separates the Arab settlement from Bat Hefer and from these various communities, and which was put up a number of years ago after a number of Molotov cocktails, etc., were thrown over this initial kind of little fence. They built this huge wall. So coming to terms with that and seeing that firsthand and the enormity of it and the symbolism of it, and knowing that there are brothers, fellow human beings living on the other side, regardless of their intentions and thoughts, there are people just like me living on the other side of the wall. So processing that, you know, it's such an incredible country. So much to say. I can't condense it really, but the people are beautiful, steely exterior. There is a strength to many of them, and I have only been in the cities, so seen probably a portion of Israelis, but there's that reputation which you see, that chazak, that strength, almost that tendency to look for ways to be pissed off or offended, to jump on the defensive. Going for bus rides in Jerusalem being an incredible experience. I was surprised that they only charged me 5 shekels because I would have happily paid more. It was quite amusing and entertaining for me, the jerkiness and the bus driver yelling at other cars, "Lama, lama!" As they're pulling out in front, and the tooting. Jerusalem is a symphony of car horns, a constant constant array of different car horns, predominantly from Japanese cars, which are the main car driven here. Spending Yom Kippur in Jerusalem, the spirit, the vibe of that day, being in the old city, in the wall, and Vered's family, and and the silent streets, and all you hear is children running around the streets, and the echoes of congregations davening filtering, you know, into the streets, and the spirit and the quiet and the silence was very special. Yeah, so it's been beautiful. Spent so much time with beautiful people, with friends, just being hosted, feeling totally at home here. Onan's family, Vered's family, seeing Michal and Nir's family, and Lital's family, and Ashkelon, and Or's family, all these beautiful friends, and families that I haven't just met, you know, up in Zichron Yaakov, just north of Netanya, spending time with a friend I just met there after I saw a concert in Binyamina, and having breakfast with them, and having mashed banana and cinnamon on toast, and teaching them about that. Getting a sense of Australia here, being in a mechina here with Nir, and just as Havdalah comes at the end of Shabbat, sitting in a circle with these 40 kids who have just finished school and teaching them waltzing Matilda, which is so much fun. Everyone's going, "Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda." It was hilarious. It was so funny. And then watching the AFL Grand Final twice, getting up at 4:30, going to a bar with 50 Melburnians. And watching that was a lot of fun. Catching up with my cousin Steve. All beautiful. So much to talk about, but I'm going to end this video because 10 minutes is coming up. I love you all dearly and would love to hear about how life has been, what your experience as life has been. I've certainly loved here. Traveling to me presents an opportunity for a revolution of self-perception. That's a mumbo jumbo, but it really opens up a window to rediscover who you are and why you're here. And it's been a blissful experience for me. So I'm grateful for every moment. I love you. I'll see you soon. Much love from the Holy Land. Shalom. Litrot. Bye.